Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samapprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वलोकहिते रतं वेदाब्जभास्करं वन्दे शमाधिनिलयं मुनिं सहस्रमूर्ते पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्राननपादबाहोः सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रशस्तं निरुच्यते जन्मजरादिशान्त्यै। Namaste once again to all of you.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste, Guruji.
So in the last class, I think we saw the meaning of the sloka, which was that, you see, was the last sloka we saw. The one before we are.
Yani Namani.
Rishir Namnam Sahasrasya Vedavyaso Mahamunihi Chando Nushtuktata Devo Bhagavan Devaki Sutah. So we are seeing the Nyasa Prayoga shlokas. The shlokas which are just introducing us to the Nyasa itself, the Nyasa Prayoga. That will come later. It's a short Nyasa only which is there in most of the texts. The longer form of the Nyasa is not there. For our purpose, the short is enough, because at the end of the day, these are all matters of mantra shastra and all that. So we don't need to go too deep into that. We just follow what has been told to follow. Just understand what we are doing. That's all. Okay. So Rishi, Chandas, and Devata. These are the three most important aspects of any mantra, any shloka. The Rishi who has composed or heard this and given this shloka or mantra to the world, to us, we must pay our respect, our reverence to him. So we must remember that Rishi. Then, as I said, Chandas, the meter in which these shlokas are composed. So we must bring to our mind that meter, the Chandas. And every sloka in our scriptures has got a devata, a presiding deity for that particular slokas. So we have to recall that devata also. So that is how, you know, our this mantra parayanam and all these pujas, everything, they take place. Whenever we do nyasam, we remember this. Then there are three more aspects which also we recall. One is the seed of this entire mantra. When we are talking about Vishnu Sahasranamam, we talk about the seed of Vishnu Sahasranamam, which is called Bijam. Then we talk about the power in that seed, the power to give us what we are praying for. That power is there in that seed. And from that seed only the whole 1000 namas have come out. So that power also we have to recall. What is that power? And of course, like every living being has got a heart. All these slokas, this Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, all these things, we consider them as living, not merely words. Word and meaning, we don't consider them. So it has a heart, hridaya. So after recalling Rishi, Chandas and the Devata, next we actually recollect or recall the Bijam, Shaktihi and the Hridaya. So this is what the next sloka deals with. I will read the sloka. Amrutam Shudbhavo Bijam Shaktir Devaki Nandanaha Trisama Hridayam Tasya Shantyarte Viniyujyate. So for this Vishnu Sahasranama, Amrutam Shudbhavaha is the seed, is the bija. Devaki Nandanaha is the Shakti, the power within that seed. And Trisama is the Hridaya, the heart of this Vishnu Sahasranama. As I said, all these are all Mantra Shastra Vishayas. Some of these have got meanings because they are the names of the Lord Himself. In fact, towards the end, when we come towards the end of the Namas, these names will come, and that time we will see the meanings of these Trisama Hridayam, Dasya Shantyarte Vinayujyate, that is here. Trisama Samagasama, Trisama Samagasama, Nidvanam, Peshajam Vishake, all this name will come again. So at that time we will see these names, Amrutam Shudbhavo. That name also comes towards the end. So all these names we will see the meanings at that time. So they've got some of them are all part of the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. And here it is said, this Vishnu Sahasranam is a Mahamantra. That's what is going to come next. Sri Vishnu Divya Sahasrama Stotra Mahamantrasya. So now the question is, what is this Mahamantram? Oh, there are various definitions in the Shastras. What is a mantra and what is a Mahamantra? They have got some, there are different schools for this who have got different definitions. But in general, what is accepted is, if any mantra has got more than 15 words, then it is called a Mahamantra. That is the general definition. So when Vishnu Sahasranama has got 1,000, so it is a Mahamantra, more than 15, right? So this is itself considered as a mantra, and like it is equated to a fruit yielding tree. That is why it's a seed is there. Like a tree has got a seed, this Vishnu Sahasranamam has also got a seed, and from that seed a tree comes out in the name of all the 1,000 names, and those 1,000 names give us our desires, fulfill our desires, give us whatever we want, whatever is our sankalpa for doing this Vishnu Sahasranama Parayana. Like the trees give fruits, this Vishnu Sahasranama, all these names will give us those fruits. Okay. And like the seed has got a Shakti, the power to sprout and then become a tree, similarly this Vishnu Sahasranama has also got that power, which power is unmanifest at this time in the seed form. It becomes manifest when we get the things that we are praying for. So here, as I said, Amrutam Shudbhava is the name of the Lord, which occurs in the Stotra itself. That is the bija, that is the seed. Amrutam Shudbhava. And this seed of the tree of Vishnu Sahasranama has got the Shakti, the power, in a very subtle and unmanifest form. Okay. It has a potential to become the tree, that seed itself, which is what it has become rather as the Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra. And heart, Trisama is the heart. Again, Trisama is another name of the Lord, and it is visualized as the heart of this Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra. That is the main thing. Viniyogaha means the purpose for which I am doing this japa, I am offering this japa. Viniyogaha, it is being done. And it said Shantyarte, for the purpose of attaining peace. Ultimately, if we analyze everything that we do, everything that we desire, that desires come out of a feeling of what we can call peacelessness. Till the desire comes in our mind, and till we fulfill that desire, there is agitation in the mind. Once that desire gets fulfilled, there is peace. If we analyze everything, what we are looking for in our life is peace. Nobody can deny this. And that peace we are trying to reach through various means. So Shantyarte Viniyujyate. And what is peace? When you are totally peaceful, your mind is calm and peaceful, you are happy. So eventually, what we are looking for is happiness. And for that happiness, peace of the mind is necessary. We can get peace of the mind only if we do not have any unfulfilled desires. As long as unfulfilled desires are there, agitation in the mind will be there, uncertainty will be there, mind will be thinking whether I will get it or not get it, when I will get it and all. So what we are praying here through Vishnu Sahasranama is that whatever be my desire, let them all be fulfilled so that I get peace of mind. And by getting peace of mind, I will get happiness, eternal, permanent, limitless happiness. That is the whole purpose of this Vishnu Sahasranama, right? So this Shanti can either be apekshika, relative Shanti for some period of time, or it could be atyanta, permanent Shanti. And atyanta Shanti is what Vedanta is all about. Vedanta does not, give you some apekshika Shanti. Vedanta is Ayurveda or homeopathy, whatever you can call, not allopathy. Apekshika Shanti is allopathy. For the temporary relief you will get, but it won't cure the problem. You will be back into the problem again. Whereas Atyanta Shanti, total peace for the rest of your life. In fact, total Shanti for all future births also. No more future birth. So that itself is a big Shanti. Big peace. We don't need to be born again, struggle. Even right at the time of the birth itself, how much the child and the mother undergo a struggle. For the child, it's a struggle for survival. Something slightly going wrong, finished. The life ends there itself. So that is a struggle. And it comes out of a cozy, atmosphere suddenly into this whole earth with all corona, everything going around, all viruses and bacteria. Starts crying, oh my God, why I have been brought into this, like that. So right from the time of birth, the peace is lost. So to regain that peace, this Vishnu Sahasranama helps. Okay. So Shantyarte Viniyujyate. And the Devata, as we saw, it was Devaki Nandana. But Devaki Nandana, Lord Krishna is nothing but he is an avatar of Mahavishnu. So Now the visualization part starts. These slokas which we saw, though, the last two slokas, they were the prayoga for nyasa, which will come now after this sloka. But now we are being introduced to the dhyanam itself through a sloka, which is recalling the Devata Vishnu Sahasranama, describes the qualities of this Vishnu, describes the attributes of this Vishnu. Okay, I will read this sloka. It's for the purpose of meditation. Then it will be followed with the dhyana slokas after the nyasa. Vishnum Jishnum Mahavishnum Prabhavishnum Maheshwaram Aneka Rupa Daityantam Namami Purushottamam. Now, this is a very, very significant sloka, because all along, whenever we are actually chanting or doing Parayanam of Vishnu Sahasranama, we normally visualize a Eka Rupa of Vishnu. Shankha Chakra Gadadhari, all that description we actually visualize for meditation, for puja purposes, right? Even we have an idol or a photo of that one single Eka Rupa Vishnu. Whereas the whole purpose of Vishnu Sahasranama should be to do meditation on Aneka Rupa Vishnu, on the Vishwa Rupa of the Lord. That is the purpose of Vishnu Sahasranama. So we have to lift ourselves up from Eka Rupa Dhyana, from Eka Rupa Puja, visualization, to Aneka Rupa Vishnu. Because as I said, God, Lord is the creator, and He is inherent in everything in this entire universe. So anything that we see, we experience, is we are experiencing in essence the Lord only, Bhagavan only. But that is not very easy to come by. When you are actually, trying to develop the Sarvatma Bhava, that everything that I see, I experience is one and the same thing, it is not very easy. So while on the one side you have an Eka Rupam, it could be even not necessarily Vishnu, it could be your Ishta Devata, your Kula Devata, anything can be, any one Devata. Because all Devatas are the same only. Only the nature of power differs, but the power is the same. Pure power. So, while you have been till now focusing only on Eka Devata, Dhyanam, now Vishnu Sahasranama gives us an opportunity to expand our mind to do Aneka Rupa Dhyanam. And that is what is emphasized here, right? So Vishnum, Jishnum, Mahavishnum, Prabhavishnum, Maheshwaram, Aneka Rupa Daityantam Namami Purushottama. This is the sloka. So Vishnu, as we all know, we have seen it n number of times. The one who is all pervading is Vishnu. Vish Vyapane. Vyapana means all pervading. Jishnu means the one who conquers everything, who wins over everything. Jishnu, that is the meaning of the word Jishnu. Mahavishnu means the one who pervades everything. Now it looks like a repetition. First it said Vishnu, means one who pervades. Mahavishnu, one who pervades. So it looks like a repetition, and in the Shastras, any kind of repetition is a dosha. Should not be there. So here question will arise, why are these Vishnu is said, then Mahavishnu is also said. Some of the Acharyas give a nice explanation for this. Because the only other thing other than Paramatma or Brahman or Vishnu, which is all pervading, is Akasha. Space. Space is the element which is the first element to be born in the process of creation. From the combination of Brahman and Maya, first to be born, first element or Bhutam, Mahabhutam to be born is the space, Akasha element. Now this Akasha also is all pervading. So when you say Vishnu, all pervading, it can refer to Akasha also. So there will be a confusion. When you say Vishnu, are you referring to the Vishnu who is pervading everything, including Akasha? Or are you referring to Akasha only? So in order to clarify that, in order to make it very clear that here the Vishnu whom we are referring to is the Mahavishnu, the one who pervades everything, including the all-pervading Akasha. He pervades that. Because Akasha is what? It is a product. And who is the Akasha is the effect, and the cause is what? Cause is Brahman and Maya. Paramatma is the Ishvara is the cause. Akasha is the effect. So the cause in the attributes of the cause inheres in the effect. So that is why Akasha, being the immediate effect of the cause of the Jagat Karanam, it has also got that attribute of all pervasiveness. But that pervasiveness is lesser in degree than the pervasiveness of Mahavishnu. So that is why Vishnu and Mahavishnu are separately stated. Okay. So the one who Mahavishnu means the one who pervades everything, including the space which is all pervading. We can take it. Okay. Then Prabha Vishnu. Prabha Vishnu means the Vishnu who is in various forms. Prakarshena bhavati iti prabhavaha. Most eminent. Then he is Maheshwaram, the most superior Ishvara. Maha Ishvara, Maheshwara. When we run our household, we are what? Alpeshwara, head of the family. Alpeshwara. He has got, as compared to, let us say, the one who runs the country, as compared to the head of the nation, the head of a family is Alpeshwara. As compared to the head of the universe, the head of a nation is Alpeshwara. So Mahavishnu is Maheshwara. He is the Supreme Lord. There is nobody above him. Maha Ishvara, who runs this entire prapancha. He is Maheshwara. The Aneka Rupa Daityantam. So this word Aneka Rupa can be taken both ways. It can be taken as referring to the various forms of Vishnu, or if we take it as an what's that, adjective of Daitya, then many forms of Daitya. Daitya means Rakshasas, demons. Antam means who puts an end to them. So Aneka Rupa Daityantam can be taken to mean as the one who puts an end to various types of Asuras and Rakshasas. Daitya is the word coming from Diti Putraha Daitya. So there are two basically, Diti, Aditi and all. You know, Puranas talk about all these things. Many of you may know all these things. So they are Rakshasas. And these Rakshasas, The beauty is each one of them will behave differently. That is the beauty of the Rakshasa. You cannot predict their behavior. By looking at the behavior of one Rakshasa, you cannot say that this another Rakshasa also will behave in the same manner. And they are all capable of taking different forms to cheat everybody. We have seen that. I think in this Ramayana and the serial and all, we have seen all these kind of, dramatic presentation of what these Rakshasas can do and all that, right? So Mahavishnu is the one who brings an end to all of them. Antam, Daitya Antam. And in fact, Krishna talks about these Rakshasas and Asuras in Bhagavad Gita also. And he makes a subtle difference between these two, even though most of us use these two terms very, generally. The Asuras, according to the scriptures, they will not kill, but they will grab all that you have got to enjoy themselves. They are the Asuras. So Asushu Ramante iti Asuraha. The one who indulges and enjoys himself in Adharma Sukham. That's why Ravana came as Asura. Ravana is an Asura. He is not a Rakshasa. He always believed, I want my happiness and I am prepared to do any adharma karyam for that purpose. He defeated Kubera and swallowed all his wealth. When he heard about the beauty of Sita, he wanted to covet her and have for her his own enjoyment. That is the quality of an Asura. And the one who actually enjoys a dharmic way of life is called a Sura. So Sura and Asura. Sura means one who enjoys everything in a dharmic way. Asura is one who wants to enjoy everything in a adharmic way. This is the difference between Sura and Asura. But a Rakshasa is one who gives trouble to everybody. The Rakshasa will even go to the extent of killing people. He is not bothered about his enjoyment. He has got what they call, what do they call? Some kind of a, not getting the word. Sometimes the words get stuck. Anyhow, so whether he enjoys or not, he will not let other people enjoy. He will actually put obstacles in whatever other people are doing. They are Rakshasas. That's why, we see in the scriptures and all that, when these munis were doing yajna and all that, they will create trouble to stop that yajna. Whether they are getting anything out of it doesn't matter. So that is the difference between Asura and Rakshasa. So Rakshasa's happiness lies in the sorrow of others. This is a Rakshasa. Just aside. Okay. Asura will not worry about, to cause sorrow. He only is worried about his own enjoyment. That's all. Whether it causes sorrow or not, Asura is not bothered. Whereas Rakshasa is hell-bent on causing sorrow to others. Deliberately causes dukkha for others. Okay. And such people will always be there in the universe. Such powers, such forces will be always there because the universe contains everything good and bad. That is what is what is that Vishwarupa form of Bhagavan. Everything is within Bhagavan only. Good, bad, ugly, everything is within Bhagavan only. So these are all. In fact, in Brahma Sutra, there is a big discussion about this. We'll not go into that. So this is what is Aneka Rupa Daityantam. Okay. And we have also seen, this in Puranas and all, when the Devas they are troubled by these Rakshasas, they will go run to Mahavishnu and tell that, we are being troubled like this, and also Mahavishnu will take one avatara and kill the Rakshasas. And also we can recall all the stories and all that which we have seen rather. So to re-establish, because when the Rakshasas become more and more powerful, like what is now happening in all parts of the world, not only in India, everywhere, all Rakshasas are becoming more and more powerful. Either they are political Rakshasas or there are commercial Rakshasas, business Rakshasas, they are all becoming more and more powerful. When that happens, what happens? All the Devatas, good people, dharmic people will run to Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu will take an avatara and destroy these Rakshasas, because he is the only one who can do that. Devas cannot destroy these Rakshasas, because Rakshasas have grown more powerful than the Devatas. Only the Creator can remove these people. That's why Krishna says, Sambhavami yuge yuge. Dharma samsthavanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. All that we have to bring when we are trying to understand the meaning of Anega Rupa Daityantam. All these meanings we should bring it in. Okay. Then he says Purushottamam. Purushottamam means basically consciousness only. Because Purushaha means consciousness. Right. So here we can also take it as Purusheshu Uttamaha. That is the Chaitanyam which is pervading all the jivas. Purusheshu Uttamaha. Namami. I offer my salutations. So we can actually read this Namami with each of these words. Vishnum Namami, Jishnum Namami, Mahavishnum Namami, Prabhavishnum Namami, Maheshwaram Namami, Aneka Rupa Daityantam Namami, Purushottamam Namami. We can take Namami with each and every word also, or we can put one Namami in the end, which means that we are actually offering our salutations to that Mahavishnu who has been described like this in this shloka, who is all pervasive, ever victorious, all powerful, who is the Lord of all, who puts an end to all these Rakshasas, and who takes manifold forms, Aneka Rupam. So this mantra, as I said, is only a sort of an introductory mantra for the Dhyana shlokas which are going to come later. And it's only a Namaskara mantra. Normally, before we do the Nyasa, we recollect all these things in a very concise form and do a Namaskara, then sit down and do the Nyasa. You can do a Namaskara by Bhavana also, need not necessarily do a prostration physically. Sitting itself, you can do Namami, Namami Purushottamam. You can do that. Okay. So this, as I told you, this Vishnu, 1,000 names means what? Aneka Rupam only, isn't it? Different attributes, different names, different forms of that Vishnu. So this Vishnu is an Aneka Rupa Vishnu. He is present in all the forms that are existing, and he is all pervasive. So we cannot say that this alone is the form of that Vishnu. Changa Chakra Gadadhari is the only form of Vishnu. We cannot say that. As we have seen in some slokas earlier, there is no difference between Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma. In fact, in one of the slokas we saw where Lord Narayana is saying that if anybody thinks Shiva is different from me, Brahma is different from me, he doesn't know what our reality is. So all these Puranas, especially Vishnu Purana, talks about only this Aneka Rupa in one in Arupa form. It is a consciousness which does not have a form, which assumes so many forms and becomes all pervasive, or assumes so many forms because it is all pervasive. That's the right way to put it, right? So such a Lord I salute. Okay, so these were all, as I said, can be Laghu Nyasa. We can take a very short Nyasa. And the name of the Bhagavan himself is the form the mantras for this Nyasa. So now we will see the Nyasa which is there in our textbooks. One thing, I will remind all of you, these are all not there in the Mahabharata. All these Dhyana Shlokas, this Nyasa and all that are introduction by the Sampradaya, by Acharyas later, during the last 5,000, 6,000 years. In Mahabharata, all these are not there. So that's why Adi Shankara has not commented on these things. So now we will see the Nyasa. The proper Nyasa, which includes Angan Nyasa, Karan Nyasa. Om Asya Sri Vishnu Divya Sahasranama Sotra Mahamantrasya Sri Vedavyaso Bhagavan Rishihi Anushtup Chandaha Sri Mahavishnu Paramatma Sri Mannarayano Devata Amritam Shudbhavo Bhanuriti Bijam Devaki Nandana Srashtedi Shaktihi Udbhava Kshobhano Deva Iti Paramo Mantraha Shangabrit Nandaki Chakridi Lakam Shangadhanva Gadadara Ityastram Ratanga Paniyakshobhya iti Netram Trisama Samagassamedi Kavacham Anandam Parabrahmedi Yonihi Rutus Sudarshana Kala iti Digbandaha Shri Vishwarupa iti Dhyanam Sri Mahavishnu Prityarte Sahasranama Jape Viniyogaha. This is the Nyasa we normally chant before chanting a Vishnu Sahasranama. This is a bigger Nyasa. There is a still bigger Nyasa also in some texts rather. We won't go into that. That go into more, minute forms of Anganyasa, Karanyasa and all that. We won't go into that. We will understand this Nyasa because that is what is normally we come across. And while chanting this Nyasa, traditionally certain parts of our body are touched. It is nothing special about it because in Tantra Shastra also such things are prescribed rather. And in Mantra Shastra also they talk about such things. We just recall whenever, because what we are visualizing is we are actually visualizing this entire Ishvara in our body. This whole prapancha, cosmos within ourselves, we are visualizing. When we are visualizing Aneka Rupa form of Mahavishnu, we are visualizing that Aneka Rupa form within ourselves. So when we are talking about a Bija or a Shakti and all that, we are not talking about some object outside us. We are talking about all those things within us. So in order to invoke those, kind of powers or those aspects, we touch a particular part of the body where, according to the Shastra, these aspects are resident. It is just like, they are all there. We touch it to invoke it. Just like when we are, suppose sitting in a film, in a dark hall, cinema hall. You want to say something to the person sitting next to you, maybe your friend or relative you are taking. So you can't speak, you touch an attention to draw the attention. So you can touch. Like that, we touch different parts of the body to draw the attention of the Devata that I am now getting ready to do this Vishnu Sahasranam, Parayanam, Japa, Puja. So all of you, please wake up and protect me from this. That is the purpose of this Nyasa. Protect me for successful completion of what I am about to do. Okay. In fact, the word nyasa itself, Puja Swamiji actually explains, as dhatu with ni upasarga. Ni as is nyas, which means what? As means to place. Ni as means to touch, becomes the meaning. More Sanskrit. We'll see the meaning. Asya Sri Vishnu Divya Sahasranama Stotra Mahamantrasya. We have seen what is a Mahamantra, so I don't need to explain it again. It is the divine, divine Sahasranama of Vishnu. Right? Vishnu ho, Sri Vishnu ho of Vishnu. Divya, divine. Sahasranama, 1,000 names. Of that 1,000 names, the Stotram, right? It's a Mahamantram, the superior most mantra. And Adi Shankara himself considers this Vishnu Sahasranamam as a mantra japa, not a merely shloka recitation. It's a mantra japa. He considers Vishnu Sahasranamam. Okay. So it has got the power of a mantra, rather. All this entire Vishnu Sahasranama slokas, each name has got the power of a mantra. We saw the meaning of mantra in one of the earliest slokas, right? Mananat trayate mantra, right? So, and another reason why Adi Shankara considers this as a mantra japa, because Yudhishthira asked the question, Kim Japan Muchyate Janduhu Janma Samsara Bandhanat, isn't it? Kim Japan Janduhu Janma Samsara Bandhanat Muchyate. By doing what japa will all the living beings, all these Jantuhu means we can here take human beings only. Naraha. They will be relieved. They will be freed from this bondage of Janma and Samsara. So he wanted to know the japa. And for that, Bhishmacharya gave this whole thing. So from that, it is known that Bhishmacharya knows that Yudhishthira asked for a japa mantra. And he has given this. So that's why Adi Shankara treats Vishnu Sahasranama as a japa mantra. Okay. So this is a Maha Mantra, because that Nyasa itself says Maha Mantra. With Sri Veda Vyaso Bhagavan Rishi. This we have seen earlier also when we are doing the Nyasa Prayoga Shlokas rather, but the Rishi for this Vishnu Sahasranama is Veda Vyasa. So when we say Veda Vyaso Bhagavan Rishi, we touch the head. Okay. This is the place where the rishis are supposed to reside, all rishis. Not only Veda Vyasa, any rishi. Whenever we do nyasa for doing any japa, Rudra japa and all that, even whenever we do japa, whenever we do the nyasa, whenever we recall the rishi's name, we touch the head. Veda Vyaso Bhagavan Rishihi. Then next is Anushtup Chandaha. Anushtup Chandaha, we actually, the Chandas is referring to the mouth, because Chandas is a meter which is to be recited. But we are not supposed to touch our lips when we are going to, because already purity form is there. And lips are considered to, induce impurity. Even the air that comes out of our nose is considered to be impure. It is. Isn't it? Because we breathe in, absorb the oxygen, which is what is the essence of the prana. Breathe out. What we breathe out? Carbon dioxide we breathe out. So when we are breathing out carbon dioxide, that air is supposed to be impure. So we have to be very careful if we want to do it perfectly. When we are doing Veda Vyaso Bhagavan Rishihi Anushtup Chandaha, we have to touch the nose and the upper part, this part of the mouth. Anushtup Chanda. And by doing so, you must not breathe out, you must breathe in or hold the breath. Because the moment you breathe out, this will become impure. When you do Sandhya Vandana mantras and all that, all these things are there, explained very nicely. So that is Anushtup Chandaha. Then the third one is Mahavishnu Paramatma Sriman Narayano Devata. So Devata means we touch the place near the heart because that's the residence. The Devata, Mahavishnu, Paramatma is available for recognition in the heart, not the physical heart, in the subtle heart. Okay. So we touch that part to indicate that here the Mahavishnu is there, the Paramatma is there. So Paramatma, I am invoking you, please bless me so that I can complete what I am set to do properly. Sriman Narayano Devata. Right. In some text, there is also Sriman Narayano Devata is there. Sriman Narayano and Sriman Narayana, both are okay. Meaning is the same. Okay. Only difference is Sriman Narayano Devata is a samasa. You must say it together, put it together. When you say Sriman Narayano, it should be separate words. Sriman is separate, Narayana separate. More grammar businesses, all these things. But meaning wise, it's the same thing. Right. Then Amritam Shudbhavo Bhanuriti Bijam. We have seen Amritam Shudbhavo Bhanuhu Iti Bijam. Bijam means what? The seed. And in the Sampradaya, when this is said, we touch the right chest. Right? Amritam Shudbhavo Bhanuriti Bijam. Then next is Devaki Nandana Srashtedi Shaktihi. Touch the left side, left chest. Okay. Then Udbhava Kshobano Deva Iti Paramo Mantraha. There is no sthanam mentioned for this rather. So we just put our palms together. Udbhava Kshobano Devi Deva Iti Paramo Mantraha. That's what we say. Then Shangabrit Nandaki Chakridi Kilakam. Kilakam means to lock, to bind rather, right? So when you are invoking all these things, we need to lock all these devatas, within us, all these bijam and also they don't fall out rather. Rakshasas are waiting to take away all this bijam and everything, the power and all. So we need to protect these things. So in order to lock it, that kilakam, we say kilakam means a lock. Okay. So after sowing the seed, visualizing the powers, we have to lock that seed. It's a bolt which actually keeps the Shakti, the power from spilling out. Okay. And again, when we say kilakam, we touch the center of the chest. Okay. Sharanga Dhanma Gadhadara Ityastram. Astram means a weapon that protects us against all the negative forces which can disturb us, disturb the Upasaka who is going to do this Vishnu Sahasranama Puja or Parayana, who is going to chant this mantra. So when we say Sharanga Dhanma Gadhadara Ityastram, when we say this, we clap the left hand with the 3 fingers on the right hand, like this. Right? Sharga Dhanma Gadadhar Ityastram. In some other nyasas, they say Astraya Phat, but here it is not mentioned. Ratangapani Akshobhya iti netram. Ratangapani Akshobhya is the netra, the eye. So there what we do, we touch the 2 eyes. Ratangapani Akshobhya, right? Because that eyes, the subtle eyes, the eyes which are called Ratangapani, those eyes, give the special vision to the Upasaka for him to see the meaning of each devatas, each of the names of the Mahavishnu. Because those names, as I told you earlier also, with these eyes, we cannot see those names. We have to visualize. For that, we require a Jnana Chakshuhu. So the Jnana Chakshuhu we can get by invoking that Ratangabani power within us, which is there. And then we will be able to visualize and understand and say the Vishnu Sahasranamam, fully appreciating the meaning of each Nama. So we touch the eyes rather. Then Trisama Samagah Sameti Kavacham. Trisama Samagah Sama is the Kavacham. Kavacham means what? Protecting armor. Like, you know, they go, the warriors go to war and all that, they have got this protection in the chest, protection in the arms and all that. That Kavacham is the protection of this arm. So when we say Trisama Samaga Same the Kavacham, we actually do like this, touch both the upper arms with our hands, opposite hands. Anandam Parabrahmedi Yonihi. Anandam Parabrahma is the Yoni, the cause, the medium of manifestation of this entire Vishnu. Yoni basically means what? The place where the creation takes place, anything, any manifestation takes place. So I am doing this Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanam for reaching that Parama Ananda. That is the reason for chanting this Vishnu Sahasranama. So when we say that, we touch the Nabhi, the navel portion, right? Which is indicating of touching the womb rather. Even though you can ask, you male, how can they have a womb? But that is how the tradition is. We touch Yonihi. Like Rutu Sudarshana Kale iti Digbandha. When we say that, we actually, flick these two fingers, this middle finger and the thumb. Flick this and we just do like this, which is a symbolism for erecting a sort of a protective wall around us. Now we have invoked all these powers within us, all these devatas and the power of special vision, everything. All this have to be locked, power has to be locked, then we need to protect ourselves. So Digbandha means I am locking myself up, binding myself up from all directions. Nothing from any direction can come and touch me now, or should come and touch me. Rutu Sudarshana Kale iti Digbandha. So this is the protective tie or a bandhanam for the Upasaka while doing the Japam. It's a sort of a creation of a virtual wall around the Upasaka to protect against any evil forces which are waiting to disturb this Upasaka. Because that is very, very important, especially these days. When we sit and start doing Vishnu Sahasranam, only the calling bell will ring. Or the telephone and the hall, the landline phone will ring. The Upasaka should be able to actually have the willpower not to move. Let anybody ring the calling bell, let anybody ring the telephone bell. I will attend to that later. Now I have sat for this. Now my purpose for the next half an hour, 45 minutes is Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram. I have sat down with that Sankalpa. I am not going to allow anything to be disturbed. This is this with the Sankalpa, one should sit. Otherwise, what is the point in doing all these things, the hand, this thing and all that? Just mechanical drama business. That's all. Your mind should be behind everything that we do. So, it is not only that we have to have that willpower, we also pray to the Lord that during this time, let me be protected against all such telephone ringing, business calling, ringing business. Let nobody come and disturb me. So that is the prayer which is offered here. So we create a virtual wall around us. And what we must remember also, which is not there in any of the texts which I have seen, but which is a very important thing. Once you have actually erected this wall around at the beginning of this mantra, at the beginning of this Parayanam, when the Parayanam ends, Paramali Gadi Shangi Changi Chakri Chanandagi Sriman Narayano Vishnu Vasudevo Virakshato. 3 times when you chant and end that time again we should repeat this whole nyasa, and then dik vimochakaha, vimochaha, that the reverse side we should do. First we did clockwise, now anti-clockwise we must do, and release, this protective wall, ourselves from this protective wall before we chant the Phalashruti. Phalashruti is again not part of Vishnu Sahasranama Parayana. This is very important. Otherwise, you are already locked. Then how to unlock? Suppose all these things take it really, then everything will be stay in the locked position. The locking is only for the purpose of that particular period of chanting the Vishnu Sahasranama Sutra. So, Dik Vimochaha, we must also remember to do that. That is not mentioned in any text, and I have not seen anybody doing it also. But when we do Rudram and all that, Rudrabhishekam, or same thing is that there after chanting the Rudram, before we chant Chamakam, we remove this protective wall. Yeah, we remove this protective wall. And then we do the rest of the Shodashopachara Puja and all that kind of thing. So this is very important. We must note Dik Vimochaka. So then he says, Sri Vishwarupa iti Dhyanam. Now I am going to meditate on the Vishwarupa of Mahavishnu. It is no longer I am meditating on a particular form. I am going to meditate on the cosmic form of Paramatma of Mahavishnu. Sri Vishwarupa iti Dhyanam. So, after protecting oneself with these above mantras, the Upasaka should close his eyes and then meditate upon the Vishwarupa form of Bhagavan by visualizing the cosmic form. Cosmic form means what? Bring to your mind this entire cosmos. Beautiful mountains, rivers flowing, trees with green leaves, fruit-bearing trees, flowers blooming in the garden, coronavirus, human beings, good human souls, not good human souls. Everything is part of the cosmos. As much as the best thing is to recall all natural things, that will be much more, because nature, Bhagavan is more abundant in nature rather, not in so much as living beings. Nature, of course, is also living being. So you can recall all that Vishwarupa, you are visualizing the whole Bhagavan in this entire cosmos. That is the Vishwarupa. Bring that Bhagavan. And then after that, when you do the Dhyana Shlokas, which we will see in the next class, we will be able to appreciate what is being said there. And then when we go to the namas, still more each nama will start, it will come up alive with meanings when we are looking at the Vishwarupa form, cosmic form of Bhagavan. Okay. So, Sri Mahavishnu Prityarte Sahasranama Jape Viniyogaha. Here this word Prityarte can be taken in 2 ways. One meaning is I am doing this japa to please Bhagavan. Mahavishnu Prityarte. For pleasing Bhagavan, I am doing this japa. Another meaning we can take is Bhagavan should shower his preeti on me. So Prityarthe can be taken that he should Mahavishnu to gain the Preeti, the love of Mahavishnu. I am doing this japa. Not for pleasing, but to gain his love, his blessing. I am doing this japa. So the word Prityarthe can be taken in both the ways rather. So to become eligible to receive the love and compassion and blessings of Mahavishnu, I am doing this japa. We can take that meaning also. Okay. So now that ends this Nyasa portion. From the next class, we will take up Dhyana Slokas. There are 6 Dhyana Slokas are there. Starting from Kshiro Dhanma Pradeshe, we will see the meanings. Once we have finished the Dhyana Slokas, we will move to the Sahasranamam. Okay. I'll close here, and then if any questions are there, we can discuss that. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you very much, all of you.
Namaste,
Namaskaram.
Guruji.
Namaste, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari
Thank you,
Om.
Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions are there? Nothing. Of course, these are all very straightforward matters. So,
See, at the end of
Thank
the
you, Raghuji.
chanting,
yeah,
excuse me,
Hmm.
can you hear?
yeah, I can hear. Yeah, tell me.
You said that at the end of the chanting, you have to say Vimocha Kaha,
Dik Vimochaha.
Vimocha. So we have to say what way? Ritu Sudarshana Kala iti Didbanda,
Say
Didbanda,
Rutu Sudarshana Kale iti Dik Vimochaka.
Dik Vimochaka.
Vimochaha.
Ritu Sudarshana Kala,
Dikbandaha, Dik Vimochaha.
Vimochaka.
Vimocha means that is unbinding rather. Mocha.
Okay.
Releasing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all. Anything else? Okay. Then shall we close the session and see next
Thank you.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
Hari Om.
Yes, Guruji. Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyawad.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you,
Thank you.
Guruji.
Thank you.